Our next speaker probably needs no introduction. He's a world-renowned environmental advocate. He's the founder of 350.org, which got its start right here in Vermont. He's a scholar in residence at Middlebury College. And without further ado, McKibben.
What a pleasure to be here, and what a good excuse for a beautiful drive for me up Route 100 from my house in Addison County, where Dan put the solar panels on many years ago, and they're still working fine. It was a gorgeous drive, but it's a kind of good reminder that this state's about as dry as it's ever been, and we're here in the middle of October. We've barely had a real frost yet. Even in Vermont, things are changing and changing fast, and so it's time for us to pay really serious attention about moving forward. I want to say just a couple of things. One is, look at the other side in this election, and by the other side, I mean the people who are bankrolling the Republican candidacy for governor, okay? The most prominent people in Vermont this month are not Ben and Jerry, they're Charles and David Koch. That's who's pouring money by the bucketful into this election through the Republican Governors Association. And I don't know exactly why they're doing it. I imagine that they may still hope that they'll get to reverse the flow of that pipeline through Vermont so it can carry tar sands down from Alberta to the Atlantic coast. They're the biggest acreage owners in the whole tar sands, or maybe they're just annoyed at how much renewable energy is coming out of Vermont and want to try and put a stop on it. Whatever it is, it's time for Vermonters to say, this is not how we do elections here. We don't really need the Koch brothers deeply involved in our political life. Second thing is, Sue Minter's great. She really is, in all kinds of ways. She's done a great job at the Agency of Transportation. At least in our part of the state, everybody's pretty clear now that roads, when we rebuild them, get rebuilt right. Route 125 where I live is in good shape, and it's because they took their time and did the work right. When she was doing her job as Irene Recovery Czarina, I guess you would say, she did a good job. She finished off the work that all of us came together to do in those first few weeks after Irene. And she will now continue that work on every front, including the most important front of dealing with this question about energy and climate that's going to determine our future more than anything else in this state. We've figured out by this point that we like local food and we like local beer, and we're starting to figure out that local electrons are a good thing too, and it is ridiculous for us to say, oh, we're just going to put it all on pause for 4 or 5 years. That's not how physics works, okay? We're faced with a real challenge. Sue Minter is capable of standing up to that real challenge. She's, 5'2", but it's good fun. It's going to be good fun to watch her kick the Koch brothers right the hell out of the state of Vermont. Thank you all.